Welcome back to the Tomarosa. I have a special guest here today on the farm who you may recognize.
Hello, here to bottle milk.
I'm here at my bottling station, getting ready to bottle milk, and this is actually the last milk we're bottling this season. We've started our dry off procedures. We probably have 1 or 2 batches of cheese that we're still going to do as we dry off, but for bottled milk, this is it. And then we'll be drying off the cows here soon.
Last week, I actually bottled a whole thing of milk with my mom, and that was really helpful. She lives with us here on the farm, and I'm definitely not as good as Stacy is at bottling milk because he gets them really nice and level, and mine were kind of all over the place. But I did good by myself with my mama.
It's Sunday afternoon. We wrapped up bottling milk, but that also means that tonight I have to go back into Spokane for school. So my classes run Monday through Thursday. Class starts pretty early. I got to be in my seat 6:30 a.m. at Spokane Community College. But I'm really enjoying what I'm learning, taking engines apart, really getting into them. You know, I've never gone this deep into an engine before where you're basically left with a bare block. Never had the guts to do that before, and I had to put together a nice tool kit. Luckily I had most of the tools that I needed for class, but I'm really learning a lot and I'm getting a lot out of it. You know, if anything, it's just boosting my confidence more, and these will be skills that'll be very useful for many years to come on the farm. And so that's what I'm doing now, and it runs through the end of March, at least this first quarter. We're drying off the cows now, so we're still milking, but what that means is we want to get their milk production down before we just stop milking them. And so for the most part, that means we've stopped feeding alfalfa and the cows are just getting grass hay. And they're not very happy about that in the morning because they like their alfalfa hay and they're pretty vocal about not getting it. But it's only a short-term thing. You know, once they're dry, then we reintroduce some alfalfa back into their diet. So that's what we're working on now, and also just making sure that their udder health is where we want it for dry off. So, you know, we use a strip cup every day, and then we also have been CMT, California mastitis test, just to make sure there's nothing going on in the udder before we dry off. And then probably in about a week, we'll just stop milking them, and then they all get a vacation. I wanted to take a minute and talk about our hay supply. So right where I'm standing here is about where the face of the hay was after we'd done our harvest and put it all in here before we started feeding it out. So as you can see, we've used some up. Right now, we're doing okay. I think we could probably make it into spring okay if we were very careful, but we don't like cutting it that close. So we are probably gonna buy just a little bit more grass hay. That should see us through, and if there's any left over, we'll just keep it for the next winter. So it's definitely not gonna go to waste. But on each side here, we have our bales of grass hay, and then in the middle is loose alfalfa. And so we still need to feed this out. We do have a bale of alfalfa from the load of alfalfa we bought this year, which is 5th cutting. It's what we call rocket fuel. It's for just the milk cows, and like I mentioned, they are very unhappy that they didn't get any this morning like they normally do. But we love having this big barn. We love having all this hay that we put up because it's literally just storing sunshine for the winter, and that's why we love hay. We're still feeding hay out in the field, and we love it. It's definitely keeping the barn cleaner. And we're getting more nutrients out in the field, so we should see that in our growth this year.
Well, that is our week this week.
I'm getting ready to leave. The sun is setting, and Virginia, she's got to tackle one more week of milking, but she's got it.
And then the cows will be dry, so after that, it's just gonna be normal barn chairs. It's gonna be like, woo, like nothing.
So we'll see you next time on the Tomarosa.
Thanks, bye.